I'm waking up from a dream early morning. I was living near a little town out in the woods. I was trying to get home. And I came upon a building I don't normally see open very much. And the doors were all open, so I looked inside, and it was all full of thread and cloth for making stuff. And it seemed very strange that it was abandoned, that there was nobody there. And I wasn't there a minute, but a bunch of guys come in, and they were very upset, you can tell, and I'm kind of scared, although I'm not involved in whatever's going on. And the guy's got a can of gasoline and starts pouring it on some of the threads and cloth. There's big spools of them, and the guys are all yelling, saying stuff. It's an angry mob, basically. And so I'm trying to figure out how to get a little bit further away from there, and another guy comes in, and he's yelling, and he's obviously, part of the problem or something, or the guy's the problem, I don't know. And we've got a big conflict going on, and yelling back and forth, accusations about this and that. And so I start to try and get away from it, and the guy, it becomes apparent that's shown up is the boss or the owner. And so I'm walking away from the building a little bit and everything, and two guys start yelling at more than the others, and they're accusing each other of things, and I can tell this is a complex mess. This is like a labor dispute with personal issues going on, and they're pretty upset. And so the boss guy goes and gets in his truck, and the other guy's yelling at him from a window in this brick building there. And the boss guy rams his truck into part of the brick building, and it damn near explodes outward, the bricks, a bunch of parts of it on the first floor. And the truck bounces off, and there's still some more yelling. Now the guy and the boss guy, the two main guys, are yelling at each other. They're gonna knock down. They're gonna have a fight right there. And I'm trying to stay out of the way. People are running away from it, and the guys are running around after each other. And I'm not sure what to do, but I'm starting to pick up that this is a big labor dispute. I'm realizing that this is some kind of a textile business in town that I knew about, and it's a pretty important employer. There's not a lot of employment in this little town. So I feel very unsafe, and I can't really get out of there. My van's not a place I can move it. The road's blocked, and so I start to yell myself, and I say, look, I'm using a loud voice. I can have a loud voice when I need to. Look, you got to calm down now. You're not going to win this. I can tell this business is going to shut down. And this is not a rich town. This is a poor town. There's not a lot of options here. So if you folks want to destroy this business, you can do it. That's what you're doing right now. And you'll have a poorer town. And a lot of you don't know me. You know who I am, and I know I'm an outsider. But I care. You know what happens. I don't want to live next to a poor town. That's not good for me. It's not good for anybody. I want to live next to a prosperous and happy town. So whatever's going on here, this has got to get figured out. It's got to get figured out in a different way than it's getting figured out right now. So think, are you all ready to quit this town for your families? Well, there's some options to figure some things out here. And I pause, and nobody says much, and so I figure I'll keep talking a little bit. I say, look, anybody who wants to quit right now, quit right now. It's over. It's obvious something's going on here, and I don't know what it is, and I'm not going to pretend to. And it's probably more complex than the argument that we're having here in the street. So if you want to give up, do it. Go now. But for the rest of us, I think we should have a meeting. I think everybody should go back to their home. I think that they should gather together some food to eat. Buy some restaurant if you have to. Buy twice as much as you need. Because it's going to be a long conversation. And there could be families here that don't have a lot to bring. So bring extra. We're going to meet in the park. We'll figure out where to go after that if we have to keep talking. But we're going to meet all people that want to solve this. Bring paper and a pen. We're going to get down to what the problem is here. We're also going to get creative. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about who I am. I'm a person who's working to make the world better. That's what I'm trying to do. All around me. Now, I think pretty big scale at times. And I work out in the woods with people from other places. But right now, I can offer to be part of this. If you'll accept me as part of this, I'll offer to be somebody who's a disinterested party, even though I'm not disinterested. But I'm on nobody's side here. And I can help us think of what can we do to enrich this town in ways beyond just this one factory. What can we do to diversify the industries, to have more creativity? And for this cloth, how can we make more kinds of products? How can we bring in people that have creativity and ways to sell products further away or make things that nobody else ever makes around here? And then we can talk about how to repair some of the relationships here. And we're going to fix that building. We're going to fix that building. We know who slammed into it, but we all rely on that building. So we're going to fix that. And that's the work we're going to do. So if you're up for it, go now. Get your food together. Relax yourself. It's not going to be a short meeting. Bring your family if you want, but only the people that work here are going to be doing the talking today. We can have another meeting tomorrow, and every single person who cares about this town, we can meet all day. And after tomorrow, we're going to have plans for what we're going to do. We'll have ideas, some of which are pie in the sky, and we'll never get them done. But we're going to have some ideas we can put to work the day after tomorrow. And that's what we're going to do. I'll see you back here soon. That was my dream speech. I like it. And it's a funny dream, and it was very realistic and all. It's not a very dreamy dream. And it even applies to what I'm doing here in my own life, where I'm feeling ready to quit. I feel like nobody's on my side. I feel like I'm the only one trying. I got no support and I got nothing left. I've spent everything I got on it, and I'm discouraged, angry at myself and other people too. You know, I don't want to feel alone in what I'm doing, but I do. And, you know, I'm not whining. It's my own fault. Like everything I do in my life's my own fault. I run my own decisions, and I make my own decisions and choices. But I'm in the same boat, kind of like that dream, where I can quit, and I'm ready to. I tell you, I got no options left, and I got to think real creatively about what to do. People say, you know, if you need help, ask for it. And I don't know if that's the best strategy. Nobody likes a loser. But we're all in the same boat here. We're all losing. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only person who's going to do anything. So I'm not asking for help just for me. This project, this factory of ideas, this design space isn't built just for me. I care about this world. I don't want to live in a shithole, and that's where we're headed. We got already lots of people who are plenty rich and don't really see it, even though they don't think they're rich, They talk about the 1% or whatever. They don't realize they are the 1%. They don't think about the people that make their clothes and labor practices and pollution far away from them. They're worried about their little piece of the pie. And they got a nice pie to pick from, these rich folks. Europe and United States and Canada. Even here in Mexico, there's plenty of wealth. Some people see the poor of the world as a problem we have to solve. I don't. I see the wealthy as a problem that needs to be working on solving themselves. And I've done my part in that. I have all the opportunity in the world. I quit the dream, the financial dream, the opulent dream. And I'm not going to criticize those folks, and I'm not going to criticize me for having that. I was born in a lucky place, and I'm a smart guy, and I worked hard. But I can't stand by living in a world like this. And it's not just the economic injustice of it all that we can't fix with some kind of redistribution of wealth. We need to work on freedom and justice, the kind of words that people use in revolutions. But the revolution is one we have to have against ourselves. We have to fucking make the changes ourselves in our lives now. And that's not just for the people, in poor places. They'd probably do fine if we just left them alone and stopped, ripping off their countries and everything. We gotta attack ourselves. And I'm not suggesting rioting. I think that's a waste. I'm not suggesting even protest. I think that's a waste. I think we need to look in the mirror, every one of us, and say, we're the problem. I'm the problem. What am I going to do? And that isn't a natural thing, maybe. The natural thing, perhaps, we were evolved to do is to take as much as we can for us and the people around us, our group, our little tribe, and fuck everybody else. That's what we're acting like. We got to think at a bigger scale. And then we got to act right around us. We got to change how we eat right away. And we're giving our kids diabetes. We're fat, fucking rich pigs who don't care what the results are of what we eat or why, or what products we use. We use way more than we need to. Way more. My God. It isn't that rich people need to go to poor places to tell poor people how to improve themselves. Maybe poor people, we should pay for them to come visit us, or we could go visit them and say, holy shit, it's us. We are the enemy. The consumers. Fighting over scraps that the powerful control and using way more than we need to. So this experiment here and what I've been doing is a process of, in a sense, self-destruction, of destroying the wealthy lifestyle that is destroying the planet and our future. Do it for your kids if you need to, but you also will benefit from simplifying your life and connecting with what really makes you happy, love, acceptance, peace, learning, developing your mind, taking care of your land, exercising not in a gym, but exercising by building things, helping your neighbors, fixing the buildings. There's a poverty mindset we've gotten into where everything has to be given to us. It's a slave mentality built on cheap energy, and that's not going to last. So there ain't much time left. There's no time left, really, because tomorrow's going to suck for a lot of people. People are lonely. People are burned out. They're addicted. They're unhealthy. They're slaves to companies they don't even know. They worship sports heroes they can't even buy a beer for. They listen to bands who they can't invite over for dinner or to their party. So let's recapture our culture. Let's know what we're using and why. Let's do a really hard inventory on where we're at and decide, do we want to fix this world or not? Because I'll tell you, if you're not on the team for fixing it, then I don't want to talk to you. I don't want my life to be affected by you. You are off the team, and I want you away from me. Well, I'll go away from you, which is what I've done. But for those people who want to fix it, it's really going to be tough because you are very alone. We got to find each other and get to work, not just talk about it. Every single day has to be productive physical action for building a new world, a new way of living. That's the only option, and that's the only way I'm going to want to stay here. It's the only way I'm going to want to stay on this boat is if we're going to fix it and keep it afloat. So, I don't know. My own thoughts about that are imperfect. I am not a leader. I'm a person who's trying to live in a better way, and I will share that with people. They can do that or not. I don't want to have to convince people or force them or pay them or be paid. I want us to do this because it's the only thing we can do to make our lives be any good. And it won't be easy, and we will disagree. We don't need to agree on a lot of things. There's a whole bunch of conflicts we have that are just dumb. We need to give each other the liberty and freedom to live as we will. We need to seek real justice. Less people in jail. Have police that people actually like and trust because they know those police are helping in the community, that they live there and they care. We start planting seeds instead of destroying the soil. That's something we can all do in our own ways. Well, that was just a dream I had, but I liked it because it seemed relevant to me. I'll tell you, I don't know what tomorrow brings for me. My team is a team of one. And I got nothing left. So, we'll see what happens.